Thank you for tuning in. This is a special video that I want to go on in infamy. At the end of each year, during the holiday season, what I decided to do was put together the best of all of my life advice videos. By popular demand, the advice I've given in the past has helped some people. So if I can help just one person across the world, I think it's worthy to put a video out like this. From day one, my goal was to have the word morals as the backbone of this channel and to make it a family-oriented channel. Therefore, if you want to learn about firearms and knives and blades and all the things I speak about on my channel, you can watch it with your children in the background. I like that. So please share this with your family over the holidays, and please enjoy everything I'm about to say. And in the future, if you ever come across tough times, I told my children this. They're 4 and 6, the girls. My wife is here. Say hello.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
And we're going to talk about you in a moment here, because you're a big part of the channel. You're a big, huge part. You're with me every night. We'll get to you in a second. That's why I got your picture here. That's my beautiful wife. How long have we known each other now? What, 16, 17 years? That's a long time.
It's a long time.
Yeah. And that's a 2004 photo when we got married. But what I want to say is, this is a family-oriented channel, and it's all about morals. Morals is the key word here. I'd like everybody's life to go into a better direction, or I'd like everybody to be harmonious with each other and create a better society. We're all in this together. And thank you for your support. Let me talk about my wife here for a moment. How often do we do these videos?
Pretty much every night.
It seems that way, right?
Right, yeah. Pretty close.
And you enjoy it?
Sure. I love spending time with you, and we have a good time.
We sit here on the couch over there, and we talk about the video maybe an hour prior. We put the girls to bed. We have 4 and 6-year-old daughters. And it's time together we have. So people think that like this is work. The videos are actually the easiest part of what we do. The comments and typing is some of the more difficult parts, but I enjoy that also. And how do you feel towards everybody, and what can you say for the holiday season?
Well, we definitely enjoy all the wonderful comments, and there's so many wonderful people that we felt like we've gotten to know through all the comments. So, again, thank you, everybody. It's been great, and hopefully we'll hear many more wonderful things, and we've had just a great time videoing so far. And again, I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving, and hope you have a wonderful Christmas, and happy holidays to everybody.
Merry Christmas. Two pretty cool words. Merry Christmas. All right, enjoy this video. Please tell your friends. This is a special video. We put a lot of editing into this video. It's gone on for 2 months now, the work that's gone into this video. Please enjoy it. I know it's long, but it's going to hit your heart and get a tear in your eye, I think, in some portions. It did for me, just watching myself. And I want my 2 girls, age 4 and 6, to watch this when they're 10 and 12. Family-oriented channel. Tell your friends. Enjoy the video. But a lot of people are struggling. The economy is not good. A lot of people are out of work. So I come up with these themes. And tonight's theme is 2 subjects. One is decision making. Now just think about this. I know I'm getting a little deep here. But how many thoughts do you have in one day in your life? There's thousands. You don't realize it, but there's thousands of thoughts. You know, okay, I just made a thought to move that gun. That's a thought. I'm not talking about that type of decision. I'm not talking about picking this up and moving it from here to here. I'm talking about decisions that will change the path of your life.
And you don't realize it, but every day you probably make 10 to 15 decisions, or maybe 5 to 10 decisions that given day that will alter the future of your life, your destiny. I do not believe in coincidences. I've been saying that for 30 years. I believe we create our coincidences by making proper decisions. So, I'm just talking out loud here and telling you what's helped me. As a young man, I'm 48, I still like to think I'm pretty young. I'm not that old. But when I was, 18, 20, 25, 30, 35, when I was a young man, I made decisions too quickly. And I had to pay the price. Whatever it might be. You might sling mud and then you're going to get dirty. You might get mad at somebody and then sling mud, you get dirty. Never do that to anybody. Be kind and nice. That's just obvious. But as far as making decisions, just think about it. Should you go on 7 interviews tomorrow if you're looking for work, or 12? That'll alter your life. I'm just making up stuff in my mind because I don't know what your life is exactly. Should you dress a certain way or shouldn't you? If you get in an argument with your boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, child, friend, should you answer that situation that moment, or should you wait on that decision until the very next day? And I tell you right now, 90% of the time is you should wait till the next day. Sleep on your decisions sometimes. That's what I do now. I will never ever deal with I got levels of decisions, and if it's a kind of a serious decision I have to make, I'll sleep on it, and sometimes I'll wait a day, a week, a month before I decide on how to react to a serious situation, because I know it's going to alter the path of my life. So please put in your mind and keep in your mind that the decisions you make will alter your life. I mean, go back in your life and think about things. I know in my life, if I didn't make certain decisions, I wouldn't be where I am at. I wouldn't even be in the business I'm at. I can't get into all that now. But that's that. Think about the decisions you make carefully. Think about the repercussions. Think about if you sling mud, if you're rude to people, what's going to happen. And then think about if you're super kind and nice, which is always a good thing. There's usually no repercussions in that. I mean, if you put your hands behind your back and you're super kind to people, who's going to hit you in the belly and hit you in the gut? I mean, they're pretty bad, and that's pretty rare. I know there's bad people out there, but I'm just saying, be kind and nice, be respectful to people, think about your decisions. Your life will turn into a better path. I'm not going to get into faith because we're not going there. It helped me, and it still does, of course, but that may be part of your decision making also. Issues that you might have in your heart and your soul. When I was younger, I used to hold in my problems and live with it. And it was terrible. It was hard. I think of some of the big problems I've had in my life, and we've all had them, and I still have problems. But I let them go, and I deal with them, and I deal with them with professionalism, and I think about my decisions, and I think about how to get through it, and I get through it. And not that I'm perfect, and it's not always going to be a good outcome, but I'm not going to let it ruin my life. My life's too short. I want to enjoy life. So I'm talking about letting go of your problems. If you are going through a divorce, if you are breaking up with a boyfriend, girlfriend, if you have an argument with a sibling or a friend, or whatever the situation is, you got to let it go. You got to get it out of you and let it go and move on with your life. Don't let it dwell on you. It's not going to give you any more time in your life. You have to get rid of those negative feelings. It's like a cancer in your body. I mean, if you have a mental cancer in your body, an emotional cancer of a problem, and you let it sit there and manifest and manifest and manifest, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. You're going to be unhappier, you're going to get unhealthy, you'll probably get out of shape and out of weight, which is a whole other issue. We need to all stay in shape, but you need to think about these things as far as letting loose of your problems quickly. Of course, you have to deal with it. We're all human. I have problems. I get upset. I get very sad. I'm probably more emotional than you realize. My grandpa said I'm strong like bull. That was his joke to me when I was a kid. And but to tell you what, I'm like a big teddy bear. I'm emotional. I get hurt. And but I've also learned to let go. I have to let go of the cancer, the emotional bad cancer of people who affect me. I'm not going to let them affect me no more. It's not going to affect me no more. And it hasn't for years. And I don't want to be sad or anything right now. And here's the Bible, and I'm spiritual and all that. But we lost 2 YouTubers to suicide in the last 6 months. 2 subscribers of mine, and particularly Pete's, who he was very close friends with and he spoke to. Okay, that's that. The point is, life is difficult right now for a lot of people, including us, right? Right? We got problems.
Everyone does.
No one's perfect, right? We have stress. We have issues with the business, right? Is the business the same now as it was in '05? I'm being real. Is it?
No.
Yes or no?
Not at all.
Not at all. In '08, did that crash hurt us? Yes?
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
What did we do? We had issues. I pulled my bootstraps up, and I'm not saying I'm righteous or I'm perfect or anything. I'm just saying this is my point. For those of you who are in a state of shock, depression, particularly depression, there's way too many people who are doing some drastic things right now. Whether you go to spirituality, whether you got to do something. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. You got to do something to get some help. If your parents aren't the people to go to get help, go Google online. I have this problem, whatever it is, alcoholism, I don't know, whatever it is, depression, people thinking about suicide, very, 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 very sad. Young people are very emotional, and I'm going to talk openly here with my wife. When we were young, and I didn't know you when you were 17, 16, but if a boyfriend broke up with you, was it brutal?
Sure, we were just talking about that. Sure.
Yeah,
I was never suicidal.
But I know that, but I'm just saying we were just emotional. And
sure. And
do you remember those
children...
things now?
No.
No, it's so silly looking back, right?
No, it is. It's really silly. But at that time, a lot of people, it's not silly for them.
It's not silly for them,
right,
but
they're young.
I want to give them strength, and that's the whole idea of this message. If you're down and out in your life, seek support. Call a helpline. Go to your parents, and if your parents aren't the answer, go to your counselor at school. If you're in the military, talk to somebody. Whatever your situation is, go to your friends and say, listen, this is my situation. I'm really down and out. Because I promise you, it'll pass. You won't remember it. Life is awesome. Just to breathe and wake up and get up and jump out of bed and be able to see the sunrise. I'm doing a special video of the ocean. I'm going to go to the ocean in a couple of weeks, and I'm going to get up at 4 a.m. and go there and just watch the sunrise. And I'm not going to say a word. I just watch the sunrise. What a beautiful thing it is to be alive. All right, here's my message. And I thought about it a lot in the last 2 days. What message should this be? And it's simple. It's a simple phrase, but it's the most difficult thing you probably have to do in your life. And here it is. Breaking bad habits. That's what I'm titling this. Breaking bad habits. We all have them. And I'm just talking out loud here. What could they be? They could be, alcoholism, problems with a marriage, driving with road rage, having aggression, being stressed out, smoking. What else? What other bad habits? Bad habits. Yeah. How do you break bad habits? Overweight, overeating, not exercising. We're all guilty of some of these things. Otherwise, we'd be liars. Well, this is what I do to break bad habits, and it's not easy. It's not so much that we break bad habits, but we must replace them So like for instance, if you're overeating, what you want to do is go to the gym and get your mind off the food and get your mindset on doing something else. But I bring God into my life to help me, because believe me, God, in my opinion, I'm not trying to sound like an evangelist and all that stuff, so just hang in there with me. And if you want to call this just like a wish, a little instead of a prayer or me trying to talk about God, just try to think about it as like, let's call it a wish. All right, just wish to change your bad habits. All right, but I'm going to use the word God because I believe He's in control of my life, and God already has a path of success laid out for you and me and all of us. We're not just coincidences. Think of how much emotions we have and how smart we are. Alright, so we'll talk about breaking bad habits. The first step to overcoming any habit or addiction is to identify what is holding you back. So, I don't know, let's say for instance it's overeating, whatever it is. We're all guilty of that. It's tough to, not indulge yourself or not exercise enough, or smoking, or whatever bad habit you might have. Identify it. Now, do not be embarrassed to seek help. Because every decision you make is going to open up new doors. And if it's a bad one, it's going to open up bad doors. And if it's a good one, it's going to open up good doors. Just think of your life, the good things in your life. Just think, what if that day didn't happen way back then? What if I didn't break that habit? Or what if this? What if that? Every split decision you make changes your future. So we're talking about breaking bad habits. You want to identify it, you want to overcome that habit, and you want to seek help for it. Don't be embarrassed to do it. Then you want to do your own research, by the way. Besides seeking help, we got the internet now. You got Google. Come on. Just research it. Whatever your bad habit is that you want to break, this is not like a New Year's resolution type of thing. I'm talking about changing your life, your future, where it's going to be in a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. That's what I'm talking about. And that's what I do is I identify the problem, I figure out a solution to the problem, I understand it's a difficult thing to overcome, whatever that habit is I want to break, and I also do this before I go to sleep, right when I'm in my twilight, not asleep yet, but not fully awake, just in my twilight, just falling asleep. I'm not going to call it prayer because I don't want to, like I said, sound like an evangelist. It's called a wish. Okay, I do this. And I'll tell you what I read to myself each night. I say, Lord, I want to make your ways my ways. I have the desire, but I need the strength that comes from you to endure the discomfort changes causes. I'll say it again. Lord, I want to make your ways my ways. I have the desire, but I need the strength. You're not embarrassed to say you need the strength that comes from you to endure the discomfort. You understand there's going to be discomfort to change my bad habits. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm just trying to tell you what helps me. I'm going to call it boosting your confidence. I'm going to mention the word God. And if, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be all religious or faith and all that stuff and spiritual or nothing like that. I'm just trying to tell you what helps me. All right, and just take it or leave it. But I think it's advice that should be listened to anyway. And this one is just simple. Nothing too outrageous. But I think a lot of people, including all of us and myself, and especially at different times in my life, and I'm calling this boosting your confidence. That's just the simple title of this. It might sound simple, but let's talk about it. And I'm going to say this statement. Knowing and acknowledging that you are fulfilling God's purpose for you will not only boost your confidence sky high, it will enable you to rise higher and see God's blessings and favor in a greater way. I'll say it again. I'm going to say that again because it's powerful and it's deep and it's spiritual. But knowing and acknowledging that you are fulfilling God's purpose, you will not only boost your confidence sky high, it will enable you to rise higher and see God's blessings and favor in a greater way. So let's just talk about that. Let me tell you how that's helped me briefly. A good friend of mine, he's overweight, he's not so attractive, and he's in his 20s. And I've known him since he's a very young child. And the problem is, and I'm going to get right to it, his father has always told him and put him down that he's always doing wrong and he could never be successful in life. And I'm not saying all people are like this, or this could be your situation. I'm just giving you an example. That a lot of people are told by, it doesn't have to be your parents, just other people, siblings, friends. If people are telling you you can't do something and they're bringing down your confidence, that's a bad thing. That's not why you're on earth. So if anyone is telling you this type of stuff, just disregard it, as hard as it is. Because as long as you're dwelling on those lies, there's going to be a war inside of you. And they are lies. They are lies. You were not created to live that way. You were not created to be unhappy. I'm hoping that everybody can boost their confidence level up enough to whatever your problems are in your life, pull up your bootstraps right now and at least try it for a day and say, I was created to be something better than what I'm going through right now. And I want to be a better person. And then trying to think of what you can do to give yourself more self-confidence and boost up your confidence. Because I'll tell you right now, it's not being obnoxious. I don't want you to be obnoxious. I want you to be confident and be proud of who you are and who your soul is, and be a good, kind, and nice and caring person towards other people. I want to talk about the word hatred. And this is something my father taught me when I was a young boy. And this is one of my earliest memories in life. I mean, for real. I must have been 6, 7, 8 years old. I tell you this a lot, right, honey? Because sometimes you slip and say, oh, I hate that book, right? We all do it.
I think we all do, sure.
I hate that guy. I can't stand up. The guy I hate. Hate's a bad word. Hate's a bad word because as you get older in life, you're going to resent it. That's number one. Number two, it's not good karma. You're going to have a black cloud over your head. Yeah, there's a lot of people who I dislike, and that's fine. Disliking someone's one thing. I pray for them. I don't know where I put my Bible, but yeah, I pray for them. And disliking one is one thing, but the word hate is a bad word. It's not good for your soul. Later in life, as you get older and you get wiser, and you go through life experiences, and you go through ups and downs, and maybe who knows what, divorces and losing jobs, and going through tough times, and I don't know. You don't want any hatred in your life. This is my little saying. I've been doing it for 25 years. Kill them with kindness. Kindness goes a long way. It's going to make you feel better. Trust me on this one. No hatred. Get hatred out of your heart. It's going to put a black cloud over your head. Okay? Thank you so much. I hope God blesses all of you and all of us. I thought about this today when I was out there working in the yard. I work on the plants a lot. Palm trees. I was trimming palm trees and stuff. I call this Develop Your Compassion. Let's just title it that. Today's message. Develop your compassion. You know, nothing helps us build our perspective more than developing compassion for others. I'm going to talk slow so you can really grasp this. It's kind of deep. Compassion is a sympathetic feeling. It involves the willingness to put yourself in someone else's shoes. I'm going to say that again. It involves the willingness to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. To take the focus off yourself and to imagine what it's like to be in somebody else's predicament. That sounds easy. I can just say it, but put yourself in everybody else's predicament and try to be more compassionate. That's what this message is today. You know, simultaneously, you want to try to feel love for that person. and you want to recognize that person's problems and their pain that they might be having, or any frustrations that they might be having, because they're very real and often far worse than your own, the pain that other people are dealing with. Compassion is something you can develop with practice. I'm not good at it. I try. I talk about it because I think it makes me better. When I give you these life messages, it reminds me to get back into everything I'm speaking about, and to, like, for the next week or two, I'll really try to be extra compassionate towards people. There's two types of ways to do it, and that's intention and action. You have to have the intention. You have to simply, which means you just have to want to open your heart to help others, and then you have to take action to do it. If you take the time to think about things like your life, I was thinking about this today, and human beings in general, how special we are, and how smart we are, and how much emotions we have. I mean, we got the last space shuttle in flight as I'm speaking right now. We put men on the moon, where you and I, all of us, are interacting. I feel like I know all of you just from typing back and forth and communicating. I spoke to some of you on the telephone and got to make a lot of friends. And we're so smart. I mean, we got the internet, and we got iPhones, and we got digital TVs and high-def TVs, and really, really interesting things. But the point is that human beings are extremely smart, and sometimes we're too smart for ourselves, and we take ourselves a little too seriously, and we just worrying gets you nowhere. So let me not get off track here. This whole thing is about being compassionate towards our others. If you can, everyone try to do that for the next week, and try to put yourself in their shoes. Second little story that happened was that I'm on my way home. I dropped off my family and I went to the grocery store. Now I'm at the grocery store, and you know how people are antsy online, trying to check out, and when people are, they write a check and they take a lot of time, and people are all nervous and like, oh, hurry up, and I gotta get home. I'm calm, I'm cool, I'm relaxed. Well, this girl in front of me, I saw she had an engagement ring on, and she's about 25 years old, and she was buying a birthday cake. And we're in the express line, just 10 items or less, and she put her debit card through. Didn't work. Everyone's behind me is all, oh gosh, they're rolling their eyes. I'm like, the poor girl, it didn't work. Then she goes out to a car, she gets a different debit card to buy that birthday cake. Didn't work. And she was just so somber. And I'm thinking in my mind, that's got to be for her fiance, that cake. It's got to be. So what do? I pull out a $20 bill, I say, I'm going to get you that cake. The look on her face, the look in the cashier's face, the look at the people behind me online, they'd never seen anything like it. It's a random act of kindness. I recommend all of you try that. It just made my day. Between those two little stories, the channel is really making me a new person myself. This is an excellent product to carry on you for personal protection. The little J-frame. This is a .357 Magnum. This actually stopped the Fort Hood shooter. This exact gun. And he's paralyzed now. We know that whole stuff, not going there for that psychopath. Are these shootings going to happen again? Unfortunately, yes. Are we in danger if we walk into a convenience store anywhere in America, USA, or any of you around the world? Yes, we're in danger because desperate people do desperate things. I don't really care if they had a bad day, if they got fired from their job, if they're drunk, if their wife is divorcing them, if they had a fight with their girlfriend. I don't care. And what's going to happen is these psychopaths, something goes nuts in their brains. They don't take their medicine, or they don't like what's going on in their life, and for some reason they want to take it out on innocent people. So us, as law-abiding citizens, we do not want to mix up the word with being vigilant, being aware of your surroundings, to being vigilantes. Now we're not that. We're not Rambos. We want law enforcement to do their job. We are level-headed and we think things out. That's what this is all about. Thinking things out. For instance, what I do, When I pull up to a gas station, I stop, whether I'm by myself or with my family. I stop, pull up to the pump, and I look around. I take a good 30 seconds. I see if there's any loiterers, people walking around, just, scoping out the area. I look inside the convenience store before I get out of my car and walk 50, 60 feet into the convenience store to see if there's any type of altercations happening inside the convenience stores. It happens just way, way, way too often. And I read the news a lot online. It just only takes 20 minutes and you can see all the world news fast, as we know, the way internet speeds move and news travels. There's just way too many murders, there's way too many carjackings, there's way too many desperate people doing desperate things and killing people. They're on drugs. We know the drugs they're on, this whacked out stuff called meth and crack cocaine and all this really bad stuff. And these people don't know what they're doing and they don't care. So you have to be aware of your surroundings. You go to the mall. Here we are coming up to Christmas season. Or any time of the year. If you're a female, you have your purse on you, and you're going to the mall. You have to walk a long ways because the parking lots are crowded. What do you do with your purse? How about jewelry? Yeah, I got these watches and these goofy bracelets and all this stuff. Do I wear this all the time? Tell you the truth, no. And we'll talk about that another time. If you want to talk. Now, as far as practicing and getting personal training, that's a whole nother subject. I recommend you get your permit so you're a law-abiding citizen. I recommend that you carry your gun 1,000% of the times. And I also recommend that you go to the range regularly and get personalized training from a certified trainer. At least quarterly, at least 1 hour quarterly to keep your skills sharp. I'm not the all-out expert to tell you what to do. I'm just telling you to be vigilant and watch your surroundings. You go to the mall, you go to the gas station, you go to a convenience store, you go to the grocery store, wherever you go out and about. Before you get out of the car, look around, scope things out. Don't be a nervous Nelly. It's okay. I'm not trying to say that. Don't be a Rambo type guy. I gotta go. That's silly. You're just the opposite. You hold yourself up to a higher level. A higher level. You'll feel better about yourself when you get your permit, you have your gun on you, and then you have to get from a certified trainer lessons on how to stand, on how to shoot, on how not to flinch, on how to draw, all these different types of things. Because you could save not only your life, but other people's lives. This is, if one person out of the world gets this little tidbit in their mind, and someday when another mass shooting happens, and they think about this, and they're carrying a gun like this on a shoulder holster, and they pull it, and they attack, and they engage, and shoot that person like the person in Fort Hood did with a little J-frame, and paralyze that bad guy, this video did its purpose. Also a flashlight. Don't let these flashlights fool you. These are weapons. This is a Phoenix flashlight with a muzzle that I would not want to be hit in the forehead with. These things are sharp, and they hurt. So you have to learn. Get them, and have someone give you just one lesson. Hey, this is how you hit from the behind. This is how you hit from this way. This is how you protect yourself. You got to protect yourself and your family in this era that we live in. It's a dangerous world. I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm just trying to say this is a gun channel, by the way. This is a gun channel, a knife channel, a firearms channel, and an educational channel. And I'm trying to bring education so that we can all protect our lives. That's what it's all about. Get your permit. Carry your gun. It's your obligation to carry your gun. It's your obligation to get trained. And it's your obligation to hold yourself to a higher level. You get your firearm and you're holding it. You're a whole new person once you get your gun. There's no altercations. There's no road rage. There's no stress. You bring yourself down to a new level. You look at your surroundings. You're comfortable with yourself. You're happy with yourself. And when you're out and about, and you're at a business lunch or any type of lunch, and just casual lunch, and just sitting at Burger King or anywhere you want to go, you're just kind of thinking, is a psychopath going to walk in here? It's possible. It's possible. This happens a lot in office buildings everywhere. Enough said. I call it our bloodline, and I want you to think about this for a moment, because I know a lot of you are struggling, a lot of people are out of work, or if you even have a good job, maybe you're working, but you have a stressful life, you have a divorce going on, or whatever's going on in your life, you have a child is acting up possibly, and is not doing too well. I don't know. People, we all have issues. We're all human. What I like to do is fall back on some of these thoughts that I have in the back of my mind that I focus on when I need to. I call this the bloodline. Think about your grandparents. And I do this a lot. I think about my grandparents. They're my bloodline. Boy, oh boy, I call them champions. Let's go this way. Let's talk about a championship racehorse. Okay, the kind that might win the Kentucky Derby. Think about those thoroughbreds, and how after generation, they have winners in their blood. Believe me, we're all thoroughbreds. You just don't realize it. You have thoroughbreds in your bloodline. That's what I'm trying to tell you here. Think of that person in your bloodline, your grandparents, your aunt, your uncles, somebody who's your parents, of course, anybody, your siblings, who's really given you strength as you were growing up. That's all part of you. All right, now when a new colt is born, a horse, his legs are wobbly, and he may not be able to stand up. He's not all that attractive. And by the way, whether you're attractive or not, that's all silly. It doesn't mean anything about your future. It's all in your mind what your future is gonna do for you. So don't think because you're overweight you can just gotta give up on life. It's silly. Don't think because you may not, in your mind, you may not be the most attractive person. That's silly. We're all attractive in our own ways. We're all wholesome people, I'd like to think. And I'd like you to think that also. And I want you to dig deep into your bloodline. That's the focus of this message here, is that's how you need to see yourself. You need to look at your flaws, your weaknesses, which I do. And you may not be, like I said, the most talented person. You may not be the most intelligent. And that's okay. But in your bloodline, there's a long line of champions. You may not realize it right now, but those people, whether they're alive or passed away, they're looking out for you. So just think about the people in your life who have influenced you in your bloodline, and they are inside you. And the last thing I want to say is this. The most important product you need to protect yourself, in all seriousness now, is this. And this takes a man to say something like this. This is my book, this is my Bible, and my spirituality, and my family, and my integrity, my morals. That's everything. That is what makes us us. I know there's some tough things going on right now in the country and in the world. We're at war, we have recessions, another recession about to hit, we have people with unemployment, we have people losing their homes and foreclosures. So basically this video was just for fun, and mainly to say my spirituality is what helps me. And hopefully you can turn to this book someday. What I did about 20 years ago, 25 years ago, is someone gave me this exact Bible and said, Tom, it was Rick. Remember Rick? Honey, remember Rick? He gave me this book. It's signed here in front. He said, Tom, read one page a day. I tried. I did a little bit, maybe a paragraph. It's kind of boring in some spots, but all of a sudden it started catching on. My life somehow started getting better. That's just me. Not to be all goofy and spiritual. That's just me. I'm saying, I know times are tough. Hang in there, everybody. I'm with you and I'm praying for you. Hope you enjoyed the video, and have a great night. Bye-bye.